Hey, it's just so Trish. I am here to talk about the benefits of living in a tiny house, and are they efficient in the whole 9 yards? So many of you don't know, if you haven't been with me for the last 2 years, our house got flooded. We had some house issues. We're waiting for property to sell in another town, and in the meantime we bought a neighboring home to where our house flooded. So with the whole house flooding, it wasn't covered by insurance because we didn't realize we needed flood insurance. We live in Florida. I'm not sure why we didn't realize we needed flood insurance, but that's besides the point. That's not the conversation. And we went ahead and tried to figure out what to do. We bought the neighboring house. Now the neighboring house is a 700 square foot mobile home, and we are a large family. We are 6 kids from 2 to 13. Yes. So the one nice part is we are next door to the house that got ruined, which means we are next door to our barns, we are next door to our storage units, we are next door to all of that. But we have to occupy 700 square feet. So by dynamics, we are a tiny house living because we're under 100 square feet per person. Let me just get to the point. This is going to be a rant about my living situation. And in the premise, is going tiny house living really that much better? Is it efficient? Is it the whole hoopla that they're talking? Now granted, there's people that are going to be so die-hard that are going to be like, we hate that you're talking about this. But I think it needs to be said. Number one, this was supposed to be a very temporary situation, and we're fixing to be a year because apparently that was not in the plan. Let me fix this a little bit. It needs to be pressure washed. I know. It looks good inside. I clean the inside, not the outside. So here's the thing. At the end of a year being in a tiny house, I'm going to tell you, it is way more expensive. You heard it. Way more expensive than I ever thought it would be. Yeah. A lot of that is the fact that, like, my kitchen, I swear, is almost the size of a really nice RV. No, I think a really nice RV is actually bigger. Yeah, I think it's bigger. And so I have a child with severe food intolerances, so she's on a whole special diet. Then there's just the fact of, like, cooking for 6. Or for 8 of us. And there's just not enough room. I don't have food storage. I have this porch out here that I keep a freezer and a refrigerator and a metal cabinet. But I'm in Florida, so I have to be careful what I leave in the metal cabinet out here. And a lot of times I have to keep it in plastic containers because we've had the oatmeal mildew in the course of 1 week. It's Florida. It's humid. And so what I found is that it's really, really, really expensive on food. Yeah. I mean, it's just expensive. Now, yeah, sure, the electric bill's really low, but just our operating, because we don't have the space, we don't have the kitchen we need, it causes us to really have a hard time to be efficient. So that also means, like, meal planning is really hard. And not for nothing, in the situation, this bad design, I agree. My sink's only this deep. I got 2 sinks that deep. So you're trying to do dishes for preparing for 8 people, and because we homeschool, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, well, it doesn't go well. It doesn't go well. There was a time, like, and then I had, like, the little faucet. For some reason, my husband decided to go with the really cheap faucet, and, like, I had this much space between the top of the sink, and it was so difficult to clean anything. And my credit card bill was so high. I just looked at him. I said, or my grocery bill was so high. I was like, this is because it is so hard. It's so much easier just to go out to eat, that I don't want to do dishes. It's so hard. So we went and set up, and we put, you know, a really tall handle. So it gave us a lot of space. And the sprayer thing, that was a big, huge thing. Like, your sink and dish cleanup has to be, like, efficient. the other part we've come to, there's just not enough room. It's just not practical for us. I'm saying that carefully because some of you guys are going to be diehards. Number one, we're not minimalist at all. In fact, we actually have a problem where there's more clothing than what we can store. We have more clothing for the kids than what we can store. It's constantly a game of things coming in and out. The amount of stuff that has been ruined in this tiny space is astronomical. It has been so hard to take care of our stuff. It's just heartbreakingly so hard to take care of our stuff. And things are broken, things are lost. That like blows my mind. You know, you're like 700 square feet, it can't take long to find something. Yes, it can, because you can lose your stuff. And so that has been a horrible situation. It's broken, it's lost. There's this idea because it's small, you can clean it quicker. Not if there's really nowhere for it to go. There's no cleaning. We have a perpetual couch full of laundry all the time. And as hard as we try, there's really no place to go. And then I go through and I thin out the clothes and I thin out the clothes. It's just crazy. And then the other aspect is everybody occupies the same space all the time. And now we have a preschooler and a toddler, and the sound becomes deafening. It is absolutely deafening at times. Their incapacity to like focus has been a problem. It really has challenged us greatly there. I mean, it shows up in some of our homeschool videos. We've tried to accommodate by like doing school somewhere else and doing this activity over here, but then it becomes like I have something everywhere, because the reality is I need things in my day-to-day life, but there's no room here. So I'll try to do part of that somewhere else. And then what has happened is, instead of having everything all in one place, I have somebody walking by, all in one place, everything's spaced out, and then nothing's together, and then I can't find what I'm looking for. So there's that. I actually find that as efficient as I try to make it, it's really not. And then there's just this aspect like the walls are closing in on you. So some of the things that has come from this is my self-care has been poor, because it's just hard. You know, the bathroom's small. There's no real place to store things, to have access. The other part too is like we actually spent a lot. You get this space and it's kind of a blank canvas and you're like, this is gonna be great, but you have to like have a place to put things, and normal furniture just doesn't work. So one of the big things, and I will say is a big win, I'll post an Instagram post on them today, is the cubes. Now we had some from IKEA, and we actually went to Walmart and bought a ton of them in August. They have been our lifesaver. They are our pantry. They are everything. They're our dressers, our pantry. They're our entertainment center. We use them everywhere. And we really have like utilized every space that we could. But yet the moment things aren't put away, it becomes an avalanche. And then there's no place to sit and eat. And so instead of enjoying dinner time with each other, we become very irritable. So I will tell you, as a large family that's not a minimalist, that doesn't like to eat out, that homeschools, this tiny house living has invoked more stress than anything in my life. And it's not like big life-changing event stress. It is just the stress of the everyday trying to get things done. Will I ever, so this should eventually come to an end. This is not our permanent situation. After this situation, would I ever tiny house at 100 square foot per person? Heck no. No. I mean, granted, they do this in different parts of the world. I don't know how. Oh, the other part too is not only is everything messy, everything's dirty. I'm not used to that. Now, I'm used to clutter because, I mean, it's always been that way, but not dirty. And even though we keep shoes outside, no shoes inside, the whole 9 yards, it is always dirty. There is dirt. Dirt is so easily trekked in. There's just not that space. Yeah, there's my rant. I'm not going to take you in my house. Maybe after we're done living here, I might take you in there and show you how we did it. But life's hard enough, and I'm not interested in scrutiny and critics on this topic because I don't have a choice. Oh, and if it's asked, living room, sleeping, that's how you separate them. That's how you have enough. You get, we have these like couches that are like futons, so they fold down into a double bed. So there's always one clean. There's always one piled with laundry. There you go. Alright, so I hope this helps. I hope this is like, if you've been toying with the idea of going small and being efficient, it's only fun for a little bit. Yeah. And, you know, it wouldn't be bad if like we came and camped here. This would so be camping. But it's not camping anymore. And trying to get life done, I feel like our productivity is constantly being halted, which is probably a big reason why my videos have just slowed down. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please definitely subscribe. I'll put something up over here to subscribe. There's a video that I think you might like. Subscribe here. Check out this video. I think you might like it. Give me a thumbs up. What you think? Tell me what you think. Haters will not be acknowledged. Talk to you later. Peace out.